Good afternoon, this is Christian Thwaites of Brown Janikowski, Friday, October the 21st, after the markets are closed, or this will be going out on Monday morning the 24th. So a quick summary of some of the things that have been going on. You'll notice that the markets have been actually very flat for the last few months. Since July, we've seen essentially a sideways market in equities, a sideways market in US Treasury bonds. Very little has gone on point to point. Quite a bit has happened sort of in those in between days and weeks, but the market is not reacting very much to a lot of news over the long term. So a couple of points came up this week that I think are important. First of all, the inflation numbers came out last week, which is obviously what we look at, what the Fed looks at. If you look at this chart behind me here, you'll see that the blue bars show the core inflation, the core inflation, which is the one without food and energy. It's about 2%. And if you look at the CPI, generally it's a bit lower than that because food and energy have been coming down in price. But interesting, look at some of these other lines, and they, unfortunately, are on the other axis because here we have 0, 1.5 to 2, and over here we have 2 all the way up to 8. And you'll see that these are different measures of healthcare inflation. One of them is prescription drug prices, one of them is hospital services, and the other one is health insurance. And you can see that personal healthcare insurance, all these are up about 6 or 7%. Now together, these only make up about 5% of the CPI index, but where you have to look is what happens on the producer prices, which is where the companies have to absorb some of these costs. So we have to look at inflation for the next couple of months. The other big story is the dollar. It's been on the rise. That means that foreign returns for US investors have been muted a little bit. Japanese market was up a little bit because dollar strength is usually good for Japanese exporters. Now we don't think that's going to continue, but it is keeping expectations a little flat right now, especially as we come through earnings season. But otherwise, earnings are looking quite good, and we think the market is pretty well underpinned between now and election day, which of course is what everyone's looking at. Thanks very much.